Southeast Queensland is awash after record rainfalls overnight. Homes were flooded, roads cut and more than 20 people were rescued. And the SES was called by more than 1,800 residents, desperate for help as rapidly rising water inundated their homes and stranded their cars. Karen Binney begins our coverage.
Through the night, the skies opened, dumping more than 300 millimetres on an already soaked southeast. That pushed creeks and drains to breaking point, flooding roads, homes and cutting power to thousands. At Deagon, north of Brisbane, emergency crews had to rescue 20 people trapped when they were surrounded by rapidly rising water.
OK, kids, down.
Residents took what they could.
Happy the kids are out safe. I'm going to lose everything I own, but I just want to get out safe.
We were just totally inundated. All under our house is totally flooded. We've lost everything.
The heavy rain and a high tide combined and flooded their homes.
If we stayed and we have to be rescued, we're putting a lot of other people's lives at risk and we don't want to do that.
They'll be allowed back once the water goes down.
But we're not sure just yet what they're moving back to, whether they are livable or whether we have to do something.
Roads across the southeast were closed, but that didn't stop people trying to drive through. Some made it. Others had to be rescued.
Water is exceptionally dangerous. Even a foot of water can take a car off a bridge or a road.
And authorities want people to stay away from the water.
Do not make yourself a statistic here. Do not make yourself someone that has to be rescued at risk to those who are the rescuers.
At Clayfield in Brisbane's north, Nee Boval had about 30 centimetres of water through her home early this morning.
Just woke up with the rain and had a look out the window and saw we had no backyard.
The water did fall slightly, but the house was an island for much of the day.
We're just sitting it out, waiting for it to go down. It seems to be taking an awful long time there, so I imagine the creek is full of bits and pieces.
Her neighbours escaped any serious damage.
About 5 a.m. the neighbour's alarm went off, woke us up and looked out the front door and we were on an island.
Lee Baldwin watched as his backyard disappeared.
Went over, looked out and it was already probably a metre over the pool. So saw the snakes and all sorts of good stuff. So
this small creek is usually ankle deep, but it's been a raging torrent for most of the day. Locals say they haven't seen it rise so quickly and stay so high for years. In Brisbane City, the blustery conditions had pedestrians struggling to stay dry. Even umbrellas weren't enough.
Southeast has been well and truly drenched.
The extra water flowing into the catchments has pushed the North Pine Dam to capacity and authorities have opened the gates. Millions of litres of water are spilling over the wall. The government's going to start pumping more water from Brisbane to Toowoomba, where the main dam is still below capacity. The State Emergency Service has had more than 1,800 calls for help across the region, but they're expecting more tonight as people arrive home and find more damage. Karen Binney, ABC News, Brisbane.